Hello everyone and welcome back. So I hope you all enjoyed my chicken bacon ranch pasta. Most of my meals are a little bit not on the healthy side. What can I say? I love potatoes and pasta and bread and butter and all that good stuff that's just not the healthiest for you. But tonight I am going in the more of a healthier side. I'm not too big on grilled chicken. I don't like it. It has to be breaded, fried, crispy, in its glory. But I do love chicken with the skin on. When the skin gets all crispy, I just love it. So with that being said, we are doing a lemon rosemary chicken this evening that we're going to bake in the oven. And I'm going to put that with a side of white rice, and we're going to do some roasted Brussels sprouts and asparagus, which I am in love with roasted vegetables right now. It's my new favorite thing. Brussels sprouts and broccoli are my favorite two to roast. They're just so delicious. It's really so good. So what we're going to start out with is our sauce that is going to go over our chicken. And what I have are boneless or bone-in, skin-on thighs. And that's what we're going to use for our dinner tonight. So in this little dish here, I have 1 teaspoon of the pre-minced garlic that I use. I have 4 tablespoons of olive oil, and then I have 6 tablespoons of lemon juice. And in here I have 3 teaspoons of dried rosemary. Now you can use fresh. You would use a little bit more of it if you were doing fresh, but I have the dried on hand easily. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and mix those together. Everything that I didn't have mixed in. Get those all mixed in. Now this dinner is super easy, super simple, super quick. It's perfect, and it's healthy. So what else can you do here? That as good as I can get it. All right, so I have a 9x13 baking dish here, and I have my oven set to broil and my rack up as close as I can get it that I can still fit this dish underneath of it. And what we're going to do here, it is sprayed with some cooking spray, and then I'm going to take my chicken thighs, here we go, and there's 2 sides to the chicken, the skin side and then the not skin side. So what we're going to do is place the skin side down. I'm going to go ahead and do that with all these pieces of chicken. Skin side down. It doesn't want to cooperate very easily with me. Maybe if I had some metal tongs, it would work a little bit better, but you make do with what you got, and I'm okay with that. I have 9 chicken thighs here, so I just gotta make sure I squeeze everything in here all together. It is such a gloomy day outside today. I can't wait for this nice weather. However, I do like this weather because it does remind me of fall, and that's just my absolute favorite here. Okay, so we have all these chicken thighs in here. I'm gonna put this to the side because it has raw chicken on it, so I don't want to get it all messed up. So I'm gonna take just a third of this mixture and I'm gonna use my spoon so that I don't end up using all of this mixture, and just put a little bit on each piece of chicken. Just get it coated. Each piece needs to be coated some. And I'm actually, since I have my tongs already touching the raw chicken, I'm just gonna take my tongs and just mix it over the chicken so that it kind of gets spread into each one here. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is take this and put it under the broiler for about 5 to 7 minutes and get it all nice and browned, just lightly browned. Okay, so it's going to take, I'm going to put my timer on so I don't forget. It's going to take about 7 minutes, but sometimes the heat in the oven it varies, so I'm going to check it at 5 because you do not want this to burn. So in the meantime, I'm going to start on my vegetables and show you what I do here. So, I have 2 vegetables that I'm doing tonight for you. I have asparagus and Brussels sprouts. So, what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do them in two different ways. So I have them tensioned off and kind of up in the middle to do a barrier for 2 sides. But for each of them, I am going to spread a little bit of olive oil down on the pan already. Set them up to the side because we're going to be needing that here in just another minute. Okay, I do need something, so I'll be right back. I bought balsamic vinegar. Okay. So, I have already pre-chopped my Brussels sprouts, -1, to show you how I do this. Now, a lot of people just leave them whole, and that's perfectly fine. But I'd like to take off this, I don't know, this like little, I guess like part of the stem or whatever, I'm not quite sure. I've only recently, probably 5 years ago, I started liking Brussels sprouts. Because as a kid, you were always like, Brussels sprouts, ew, without even trying them. But my friend Eric, whom I love so dearly, who's no longer with us on this earth, he used to make Brussels sprouts. I can't remember if they were on the menu or if they were just something that he made, but he made them in bacon grease, and they were so good. And ever since then, I fell in love with them, and I've actually learned different ways of making them besides just in bacon grease. Roasting them is probably by far my favorite. So what I did is I took that little stem off, and then I just cut it in half, and then I just peel off the outside layer, because usually it's pretty dirty, and who knows what hands have touched it in the grocery stores and stuff. And and you do want to soak and wash all your vegetables as well, but I still take the outer layer off because I just want to make sure. So there, all of my Brussels sprouts are halved, and then I have my asparagus. Super easy. You just take off the bottom part for the stems. If you leave them on, it's going to be hard, and it's really not appetizing at all, and accidentally not cut them down far enough, and it was not a good experience. So I always take off probably more than what you need to, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So just cut off the ends there. I'm just going to add that to my garbage pile. I've got a garbage pile. Alright, so my Brussels sprouts are going to take up more volume, so we're going to put those, they might not, but we're going to do it anyway. So we're going to put our asparagus on this side. Now, I don't really roast asparagus too often. I more or less like to just put butter in a pan on the stovetop, medium to medium-high heat, salt and pepper, and that's usually how I do my asparagus. But I'm going to go ahead and roast them up tonight. Do something a little bit different, but kind of the same, because I'm still going to put just salt and pepper with the olive oil, minus the butter. Okay. Gotta rinse off my hands quite a bit because I'll be playing in olive oil here a little bit. They actually got enough olive oil on it, I think. I'm just gonna put a little bit more, and then I'm gonna just add my salt and pepper. Now, I have a heavy salt hand. I know a lot of people don't like salt or can't have it. Me, I love it. I am a salt fanatic. So I'm just salt and pepper in those. Okay, Now on to our Brussels sprouts. So I'm going to get them off the easy. Put them like that. These are so good. So I take a little bit more olive oil, just drizzle a little bit, not a lot, and I don't go over every one because I'll mix it all together here. And I'm going to check, the timer's going off, so I'm going to check on these real quick. More done than I would have liked them to be. See, this is why you check things. So I'm going to put my broiler on low, which I knew I should have done it, but it's okay. It's not completely, it's not bad, it's not ruined. You're still good. We're still good. So I'm going to put my broiler on low instead of high for the next time. There we go. All right. So for this next step, we are just going to turn the chicken over and do the same thing. Add a third of this sauce, per se, however else you want to call it, on top. Oh, these aren't burning. Oh, they look good. They're perfectly browned. I just got a little bit nervous, I guess. But they look good. I love when they're crispy like that. But I'm still leaving my broiler on low, and I'm going to check them after like 3 minutes instead of a whole 5. So I got that all flipped, and I'm still using my tongs that had the raw chicken on them because these are not going to be done. And even after we pull them out of the broiler the second time, they're still not going to be done. We're going to cook them after that. Okay, so we're only going to take another third of this mixture that we have going on over here, and then just put some on everyone. And this is such like a summer, spring, rosemary and lemon. Oh, it's just such a fresh flavor. It's such a good flavoring. Okay, and I'm gonna put these back into the broiler, and I'm only gonna do 3 minutes this time, and then I'll check if it needs more. Then it needs more. Having that oven open is super hot. Okay, back to our vegetables here. All right, our asparagus is done with the olive oil, salt, and pepper. Perfect. We have our half Brussels sprouts and olive oil on here, but we add some balsamic vinegar. I'm telling you, it's so good. But a little bit of this goes a long way. I have put this on, and it's too much, too powerful. So a little bit of this goes a long way, trust me. And it is a fine line between a little bit and too much and not enough. Like, it's probably not going to be an easy task. So I'm just going to pour some, just enough. Literally like a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of this. It's not a lot at all. And I was going to put garlic salt on here, but I think I'm just going to go with the good old-fashioned salt and pepper. And again, not everybody is a salt person. You can put less salt on it, more salt to taste, basically however you want it. And I'm going to do some pepper. Make it fun. Cooking is fun. It's supposed to be fun. Like, I know a lot of people get aggravated and it's a chore, but it should be fun. So dance a little, get moving in the kitchen. It'll be a good time, I promise. Promise. Okay. And just mix this all up. I mean, you can use tongs or whatever you have it, but I always find your hands are so much better at doing all this stuff. It really is so much better. I just You want to make sure everything's even and not really on top of each other so that they cook all together. Okay, and we are going to set these vegetables to the side and we're going to put them in the oven in just a moment. And we're actually going to check on our chicken here, see how it's looking. And if you noticed, this dish is not as messy and does not require as much dishes as the other dishes do, especially that chicken bacon ranch. Does a lot. Okay, so we're going to check this out and see where we are. Oh, that's getting some good coloring. But I definitely want to put it back in there for another minute or two, so the 5 is definitely good. Right, and so I'm going to put that in for... Okay, so it did just only take 2 more minutes. The 5 minutes was perfect. They look so good. So what we're going to do is I have my oven now set to 450 degrees. I'm going to pour the rest of this mixture on it, and this mixture is just the olive oil, the lemon juice, the rosemary, and garlic. And I am just going to pour that over. Okay. Now we're going to put this in the oven for about 10 to 15 more minutes. Because you got to think this has already been in there for 10 minutes. And they're not that big of thighs. So about 10 to 15 more minutes. Go ahead and put that in there. And we're going to add our roasted vegetables into the oven as well. And they'll take about 20 minutes. Give or take 15-20 minutes, but that's good because we'll let the chicken rest a little bit while the vegetables finish up. And then we're going to come back and do our rice, which I'm just doing a simple rice for you. And I'm just using minute rice because who has the time and sit to wait for the actual rice to cook without a rice maker? And I don't make rice enough to justify that. So we'll be back here in a few minutes once everything else is finished. Welcome back. So it's finished. I actually ended up leaving it in for 12 to 13 minutes. I had to end up feeding my girls in between, so it works out perfectly because everything is done. Well, the chicken is done, and we're just going to set it aside to rest. The vegetables needed about 5 more minutes or so I went ahead and pulled them out and put them on the top rack because they were underneath on the bottom rack. And I went ahead to start my rice, which I'm just using minute rice, and I'm just doing 4 servings. So that's 2 cups of water to 2 things of rice. And then to my water, to give it some more flavoring, I went ahead and added a chicken bouillon cube. You don't have to. You can just do salt, pepper. You can do just water. Like however you want it. It's perfect. It's a perfect way to do it. I, however, like my rice to have a little bit more flavoring, so I add the chicken bouillon cube to it with a little bit of salt and pepper as well. But I don't add the salt and pepper until I add the rice. So right now the water is starting to boil with the bouillon cube in it, so it has time to like melt, for lack of a better word. So we're just going to wait on that, add the rice, and the vegetables should be done soon. The chicken is done, and if you don't trust just kind of visualizing to see if the chicken is done, you can always use a meat thermometer, and don't quote me, but I think chicken in the meat thermometer is done at 165 degrees. Once it reaches 165, then your chicken is done. Again, don't quote me, I'm not 100% sure because I really don't use my meat thermometer too often. But it's almost done. See, it was so quick, easy, and it's going to be delicious. Just a few more minutes, and I'll get back to you once everything is done, and I'll just show you the final product. All right, everything is now finished. I actually went ahead and tasted the Brussels sprouts, and I think they needed a little bit more more balsamic, so I've just drizzled a little bit more onto it and mixed it all together, and now they're perfect. And it was just a teeny, 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 tiny bit. Now everything is done. Oh, this looks so good. I would literally just eat vegetables all the time, but I love steak too much to become a vegetarian ever. It's like a staple on my weekly menu. Have to have steak somewhere. And there you have it. I'll have this recipe up on my blog here shortly, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I do. Something light, healthy, perfect spring, summertime flavors going on here. See you soon. Thank you so much.